Endgame. Yes, Endgame. I did Infinity War, so obviously I'm gonna do Endgame. Okay, so it starts with Hawkeye's family getting snapped away. They honestly might deserve to get snapped away because they don't put ketchup on their hot dogs. So from Infinity War, we know that Iron Man and Nebula are trapped on the planet. For some reason, they took off of the planet. They didn't kind of look around. They just, as quickly as possible, took off. And so they're stranded. And Captain Marvel found them and saved the day. How does that happen? How did Captain Marvel find them? That is not how it works. How? Space is huge, isn't it? Right? Yeah, I'm not wrong. How did she find them? Okay, how did it? So Nebula said something about the garden is where he's gonna like retire to, you know? But how did that help Rocket figure out like he's like, oh yeah, I found an anomaly. Now I'm gonna wait till Nebula says it's the garden, then I'm gonna pull up this random planet that I assume is a garden. Like, can't he just have done it first? Like why did he have to wait? Like, did what Nebula said remind him about that? I mean, as much as like a mega villain Thanos is, he is quite big brained. I mean, he removed half of civilization, then removed the stones that gave him that power. Like, who does that in movies? You're supposed to use the power until like everybody's dead. You know, I mean, in Endgame, he does use the power, or he wants to use the power until he visits it. But at this point, he just snapped them away so that they can't come back. I mean, I gotta admit, that is a pretty big brain play. Throughout the note-taking and script writing, I literally just have a thing that says, include a very long rant about how this is very impractical if half the human civilization was wiped away. So here's my rant. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so if half the civilization was wiped away, you would like there would still be like power in New York. New York wouldn't be dead. New York is like overpopulated. Half the people would be a nice clean New York, I think. Like trash in the streets. There would be half as much trash that has been produced if he did it equally. Unless Thanos is racist. He could be. He could be racist. You know, like, so that just wouldn't happen. You know, if half of the United States was wiped away, it wouldn't happen. There wouldn't be that much trash in the street. All the stuff won't be like dimmed down. I don't think you'd have meetings and like, what is that, like a school auditorium? Like, that's more like if 99% of the civilization was wiped away, that's what would happen. It's just not practical. Black Widow is sad. So yeah. Okay, so if they think that, so let's say he spent 5 hours, it was 5 years. Okay, sure. You can like go forward in time. That's cool, you know, like, I don't know, somebody from 2000 could go to 3000 and see what it is in only a couple hours. Well, it would still be a couple days. It wouldn't be that long. But how do you go back in time? I understand the forward part of it. Time moves differently, so it's only 5 hours in your little stopwatch. But I don't understand how you can go back in time, because time is a line, it always moves forward. I think that's how time works. Wow, Endgame's sponsored by Audi. I can't believe that. It's not like every single Marvel movie is sponsored by Audi. Casually invents time travel. You know what? They should just go in the past to get the Pym particles. They do it later in the movie. Why didn't they think about it now? Won't him grabbing the glove change the timeline because of the butterfly effect? And later we figure out, like, if you change the past and that past is messed up, wouldn't something very small mess up the past? Just in general, because you're messing with the past. Basically, they're going to the past to bring the stones back to the future because they left earlier, so it's a couple seconds, so it's technically still the future. To then snap people back to then bring the stones back to the past. Okay, so Hulk got like pushed out of his own like body back to his former self. Wouldn't he be naked? And if not, how did the spirit she decide what she wanted him to wear? I don't understand. There's not much to commentate here though, all just trying to get their own Infinity Stones. The Hail Hydra card, plus 1000 trust. Loki escaped capture, timeline change! Captain America fought Captain America, timeline change! Captain America erased his memory, timeline change! How are the two nebulas connected? Like, do they have like the nebula satellite that connects them? How? I didn't think, like does she need data to work? Okay, why does Chris Pratt always play the dumb character? Okay, so Hank Pym sounds the exact same but looks way younger. Hawkeye and Black Widow know that one of them's gonna die, right? Right? They didn't? What? Black Widow is like, yes, I want to die. A fight scene to see who's gonna die. This is great movie. Amazing. Okay. Well, Black Widow dies. Yes, she dies. And I just want to say, when I watched the movie many years ago when it came out, then also spoiled it for me before I watched it. Yeah, I didn't agree. I mean, they can bring Black Widow back like they brought Gamora back later on in the movie. Wow, they won! No way, Thanos is back. Yay, we want more Thanos! Every Avenger should be dead right now. How is Thanos' blade that powerful to reflect it? Like, what is this made out of? It can also destroy Captain America's shield. What is this thing made out of? I want it. Anyway, so Iron Man killed himself and saved all of humanity. I mean, it's actually pretty meaningful. And I could describe it, but I don't feel like it, so just deal with it. Anyway, the scene with Thor and Star-Lord is just way too long. Wow. Captain America's so selfish, he ruined the entire timeline just to spend time with his lover. How the turntables. Wow, I'm surprised you watched the whole thing. I lost interest about 5 minutes into the movie. You could subscribe, you know. I have a little fun thing that you should do if you're bored. So if you take the clip right after I yell at Ansel that sounded weird and put it in reverse, comment down below what it says.